Crypto billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried plans to give away 99% of his money as the FTX CEO embraces effective altruism and shuns luxury. So he'll be, I guess, having to figure out how to effectively donate this cash. How much are we talking about, by the way?
He's very rich.
Very billion.
Yeah.
30-year-old founder of FTX wants to give away 99% of his money. He's driven by a philosophy called effective altruism. I don't want a yacht, he says. He doesn't want a yacht. That's a tough situation to find yourself.
No kidding.
You're a billionaire and you don't want a yacht. You're like, what's the matter with me? No.
I thought you once reach $1 billion status, you get a free yacht.
It's just kind of, yeah. It's just waiting for you. You're like, I didn't pay for this. They're like, are you a billionaire? You're like, yeah, there's your yacht. I kind of get that. I don't know, man. Like a yacht, it's a lot of maintenance and it's a whole staff. You hear about like Bezos' yacht. I don't know. Yeah, it would be nice and fun, and you can invite people and move around the planet and stuff. But I kind of feel this guy, in a way. There's some things that I would want to have. A yacht, I don't know. I don't know. Plus, a lot of things seem really cool at first, and then they just all become headaches eventually.
Maintaining, hiring the staff.
I don't know why that is. It's like the appeal of some kind of minimalism, the appeal of some kind of limitation on personal possessions. There's something appealing about that, isn't there? That it's just not spiraling out of control and unlimited, this glut of possessions. By the way, I'm not saying that I live that lifestyle or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just imagining what that might be like. There is some appeal of it to me.
Okay.
It's harder when there's a lot of people in your life, like a whole family and everything like that. But if I don't know what this guy's lifestyle is, but I assume that partially plays a role in his perspective on things. Like he's got $22.5 billion and doesn't really care about buying all these things.
I think also how he got it plays a big role in him donating it as well. You saying crypto is too fast? Like you can get you. Essentially, yeah. The way that, in my understanding, and the way that he got his billions is he would essentially look at exchanges in different countries and find what's lower in terms of price point, buy that, and then sell it at a higher price point in different exchanges. Like he was talking about, the Japanese exchange was lower and then the US exchange was a lot higher. So he just did the switcheroo and got the in-between money.
You're talking about finance right now, Will.
Yeah.
You're talking
Who would
about
have thunk,
Are you talking about buying low and selling high again?
And that's how he got all of his money, apparently.
Right.
And he kept it really simple. That's the way he did it. Is that, sweat on his back? Maybe he thinks it's not something that he really worked hard to get.
Right.
Even though he did. He was smart. He played the game.
No, I know. I think speed matters possibly here. Definitely if you're accumulating this thing over a lifetime or 60 years or something, it's different than if it takes 60 days. It's like the lottery. I'm not saying he won the lottery. He obviously made the money, but I feel that there is a speed component in how you perceive.
Or maybe physical labor as well might be attributed to it.
Did you use the word sweat?
The sweat of your brow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hopefully he figures out a way to put it to use. I mean, he says that he's going to embrace this altruism. Seems hard to do as well. Effective altruism. It seems hard to do as well because there's going to be all these competing forces that want to get access to these billions. Even with his massive wealth, he says he'll keep only about 1% of his earnings each year, which is about $100,000. You pretty quickly run out of really effective ways to make yourself happier by spending money. I don't want a yacht. The MIT grad learned of effective altruism in 2012, his junior year of college. The philosophy uses mathematical calculations to determine how people could do the most good with their money and time. Actually, I listened to an entire podcast on this topic now that I recall. It was on Sam Harris's podcast, and this is actually what they do, Will. Incredibly data-driven ways of figuring out where your money is best used when it comes to charity, and how, in the case of some charities, it might make you feel really good because it's like some cause that's really close to home, but actually your money is not very effectively spent there because of the way that it trickles into the actual like effectiveness.
And that's how some people have their own foundations, right? Because they have somewhat direct control.
Well, but sometimes it's not driven by data, and instead it's driven by some sort of personal attachment, right? Like, and I'm not saying that that's bad. It's just people don't really talk about it. So, like, say for example, someone you really care about dies of a particular illness. It could be an extremely rare illness that you could invest $1 billion into and not make much progress. And even if you did solve it, you'd only be helping 13 people that get it every year.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not exactly effective. Now, I can't tell you that you shouldn't do that. That might be your focus and something that affected you deeply. But what this effective altruism aims to do is say, hey, I know you got $1 billion. I know that really hurts you deeply. And I know that cause is very near and dear to your heart. But if you took that same money and put it into malaria or whatever, like
it's like a numbers game.
They would say, that money can move so much further and affect so many more people.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it works.
Right.
And I'm going to forget the guy's name that was on the Sam Harris podcast, but they actually go a step further and make it really easy to actually contribute into these causes that are deemed to be effective from a data perspective, where you can like just take a percentage of your pay stub, like a percentage of your income, and have it automatically come out of your bank account like they find ways of creating these effective scenarios. And so that sounds like what this guy's into.
Are you talking about Justin Wren?
No, not Fight for the Forgotten.
Oh, okay.
No. It was
when you're talking about malaria or something.
No, because malaria is one of those ones where, there is a really direct path and functional way to interact with it. But there's other ones that are like that too.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to find out how some areas are just so much more effective than others.
Coney.
Easy, Will. Did we talk? Was that off the air that we talked about that? Oh, okay. Sometimes I can't remember if it.
Coney.
Yes. Yeah, that's a major throwback. I don't know how effective. That was enormous fundraising. And I don't know.
Was it 2011?
If it was I think it was 2012.
2012.
I don't think it was.
Everyone looked that up. That's
I'm
really
not
hilarious.
sure if it was the most efficient use of funds.